Hey everyone, Luis Mont here with my wife Clarissa, and we just wanted to let you in on a conversation that we're going to have. And we just really wanted to talk about this whole, quarantine thing for married people, and how it's affecting maybe their relationship as a husband and wife. They're probably at a point where they're just like, I'm just, I actually had somebody say that to me. But they're just like, man, kind of that choke, you just, I'm not saying that's good, but, it's the reality of what's going on right now is that people,
they're not used to sharing that space all day.
Yeah, not sharing. Yeah, exactly. And so you just need to know how to navigate that. Want to know how to navigate that. And not saying we have all the answers, but we've been married going on 20 years now. And the Lord has taught us a lot and is still teaching us a lot, but it's the grace of God that we're still married, that we're stronger than ever. We've come through a lot, overcome a lot by the grace of God. And I guess for the last 6 years, we've been, working from home together.
Yeah.
So we kind of experienced this already, that adjustment, and we kind of know what people may be going through, although there's some things that may be an adjustment for us still, but we kind of know what people are dealing with right now in as far as married people, and especially if you have children too at home now, we just know that that's compounding to the situation and possibly compounding to the stress. And so we just want to share some of the things that we learned. I guess some of the things that we've learned, I guess first of all, I always want to talk about things from a biblical perspective. There's natural things, but you're doing the natural things because what the Bible says, right? So for example, like 1 Corinthians 13 talks about love doesn't seek its own. And so that phrase right there, the Bible talks about love is kind and patient, but it also goes on to say love does not seek its own. And for me, love does not seek its own is always something that I remember when I want to seek my own, when I want my way, when the flesh, because the flesh will be tempted to be selfish and demand its way. And the Bible actually does say that also in 1 Corinthians 13, that love doesn't demand its own way. It's not seeking its own. And I guess some of the things that we have learned is that you can't just think about what you need and what you want, really just in marriage, of course, but applying it to when you're in a tight situation and you're in tight quarters. For example, I'm an extrovert, and I guess you would be labeled as an introvert. I really don't like those labels, but if you were to, I guess, just so that you can understand where we're coming from.
You have different personalities.
Yeah, different personalities.
And different needs. And I think one of the big things is learning how to adapt. Just in general, when you have different personalities, but even more so when you're in a tight space. Because you're used to having things your way, and then they want theirs their way, and so you have to learn how to adapt and how to make this work.
Yeah, you're used to handling things a certain way, and they handle things a different way, and now you're working in the same office, and that's what we did. We were at one point working basically 10 feet apart.
Yeah.
And so when we first started doing that, I would hear her conversations, work conversations with customers. She would hear mine. Mostly it would be me hearing you though, and how you handled it. And so I guess tell them about that, like how that worked.
Well, one example is, I'd be on a phone call with a client and handling a certain way, and I know the whole situation, and he's right very near to me, so he would come and listen on the conversation and say, no, you should tell them this, or you shouldn't tell them this. And
because I would hear a part of the conversation, I'm like, oh no,
right. And so that would be one thing that would kind of annoy me. We had to learn how to work out. I'd get off the phone and
I guess I would tell you, hey, you should have been a little bit more firm with them about that, because the way I would do it, I would give her my 2 cents basically. I would say I would have told them, no, it's going to be this way, or this is the way you're going to do it, and whether you like it or not, or whatever. And I'm not on the phone. I don't hear the conversation. She knows what's going on. And so it's really not good, I guess, when you're working in the same vicinity like that, because you have a way that you've been handling it and it's been working, and you've been dealing with that person or dealing with the issue, and then for years you've been working, and then I come and just try to change everything, not saying that we can't, I guess, help one another, give each other tips or anything like that, but there's a time and a place for everything.
So that's just one example. And during that time, you have your own job, he has his own job, and you're learning how to adapt to each other, and you're learning how to give each other space, and space is okay to have. I think one thing that I learned, that space is okay, and it even more so helped us to be excited and honor each other a little more when we did have that space. And
you mean after we had the space, and then when you come together?
Yeah. Because when you're in your space all day, throughout the day, you kind of feel like you already know what happened with their day, and
when you're with each other,
you're talking to them all day. So it's not like after work, then you come together and you ask each other, how was your day? Or
for example, we do everything together. I probably get up earlier than you, but after that we typically so I guess I have a little space, by myself, a little.
But then even that's something that you have, we had to kind of work out with each other too. He's more of a morning person, I'm more of a night person.
Yeah.
So I could stay up a lot later than you probably do, and so that's something we had to learn.
I want to go to bed
other.
at 9 p.m. and wake up at 3 a.m. No, I'm just joking. It's not that extreme, but I guess not too far from that, but I prefer to wake up early and to get things done, where you and actually Alejandro, our son, they would prefer to stay up late, I guess kind of night owls, people call them, and get stuff done. So there's talking through things and stuff like that. But I guess the point I was making, because that's kind of a separate thing, is that it's not, in a way, it's you have to adjust to one another, but we're always around one another, so we do everything together. We work out together, and we work from home together, and we go to church together. And so you do need that space. You do need to give each other space and just say, okay, look, and you may say, well, I don't have a house big enough that will allow me to have that space. Well, you need to set a schedule. You need to say, okay, look, and maybe you have kids at home right now, and one of you is having to do homeschool with them, and you didn't want to do homeschool. Your kids were in school. You had them in school because you don't want to do homeschool, right? And so now you're forced to homeschool them, and you're trying to adjust to that. And then you're adjusting to your spouse being home with you all day long and in your face, and then them expecting the same things of you. I guess you have to adapt. We have to adapt to one another. Paul said that he became all things to all people, that by all means he might win some, that he might save some. And so what he's talking about there is he's talking about being adaptable, being flexible. It can't just be always my way or nothing. It can't just be always, I want it done this way, and it's always going to be done this way. And what about the other person? Like we were saying before, love seeks not their own. Love is not just seeking what I want, what makes me happy, but love will say, wait a minute, they're not used to this either. And so what can I do to make it easier on them? Maybe if they had a rough day, or you just talk about it. Look, you're not used to this. You're doing homeschooling with the kids now, and you need some space. So at this time, hey, have the room here to yourself. Here's an hour or two. Have the room to yourself. And say, well, we don't have the space for that. Well, and we can't go anywhere. Man, if you have to,
walk around the block.
Walk around the block with your mask and gloves on or whatever you're going to do. Get in the car, drive around, do what you have to do to give each other space. Because when you're always in each other too, that can cause that tension. And it can cause that friction. People, we all need space. We all need our alone time with the Lord, to talk to the Lord. And if you're always up in each other's face and each other's grill, you're just not gonna, the flesh is gonna manifest itself a little bit more. It's gonna come out more, and you're gonna do the things that you don't want to do, that you might regret later.
Irritate each other, and just learning what brings out the best in each other, and giving each other a lot of grace. If somebody is dealing with something, frustrated, it's not the time to
correct them maybe, or get mad back at them.
Get in their face. It's the time to give grace and talk about what it is that you guys need to do to have peace in your home. What you're saying, give each other grace. If you see that your spouse is upset about something or bothered by something, and maybe they respond short or irritated, that's not the time to be like, well, what's your attitude? What's wrong with you? Miss Attitude or Mr. Attitude or whatever. That's not the time to do that. And we've all done that before, right? But there's a time to just be like, well, okay, like we just recently, this is kind of a funny example, and we didn't get mad about this, but I told the family I tried to be nice and make breakfast, but and I've made breakfast before, but I think basically it was just biscuits and gravy. So I was upstairs, and he went on the intercom and said, breakfast is ready. And so I was like, oh, he didn't tell me he was going to make breakfast. So I was excited. I told the kids, oh, breakfast is ready. Let's go downstairs. So I went downstairs, and I just saw biscuits on the stove, and I'm like, that's not breakfast.
She's like, this ain't breakfast. She quickly apologized, though. I mean, I was not hurt or offended or anything like that. I was like, oh, I've seen biscuits and gravy before, just biscuits and gravy. I don't even think you saw the gravy at the time, but I was like, no, I made gravy, sausage gravy too, It was just from a can. Yeah, I just warmed it up. But why did I bring that up? I think it was just
because I didn't respond.
Oh, yeah.
Nicely.
You didn't respond nicely, but I just gave her grace. It's a joke. We joked about it the whole day after that. Like, there ain't no breakfast, But it's just giving each other grace. Don't be, the one thing the Bible also says is love is not touchy. Don't be so touchy. If they respond to you disrespectfully, or you feel it's disrespectful, or you feel that they're angry with you, or don't talk to you in the nicest tone, you don't have to be so touchy about it. And you extend grace. You say, hey, I've been upset before. I haven't been, I'm not always perfect in the way I communicate, or in the way I talk, or the way, I respond. So you extend grace. You think of that. You're like, hey, has the Lord forgiven me? Have I ever been upset? Because, you don't know what your spouse is a person just like you. They have mental battles that they're dealing with, spiritual things going on that there could be fighting, thoughts or what have you. They're just like you. So if they respond a certain way, don't be so, take everything so personal, like, man, what did I do? They're mad at me again. What's going on? You just extend grace and say, hey, I've been there too, hey, and give them space.
Yeah. And could be a good time to, ask the Holy Spirit, what is it that they're dealing with? It might not just be that they're frustrated because they have to make dinner. Maybe it's something even deeper than that. And allow the Holy Spirit to use you to extend that grace and, help the other person out.
Yeah. We hope this is helping. I know we're just saying things that probably most people would know, but I think just hearing it from a different perspective could help people out there, maybe from
giving a reminder.
Yeah, giving a reminder. Yeah, basically that's what we're doing. It's just giving people a reminder. But I guess, the main things that we just want to encourage you with is that that love seeks not its own, that you give each other space, give each other grace, and that you're adaptable. And so we hope this has encouraged you. I apologize that the sun is right on my dome, and so it's like this shining, glaring light. I apologize. We set up our camera and lighting and things like that, and didn't take into account that the sun comes on this side of the house around this time of the day. We apologize about that because I know it's hot on me and I can feel it, so you can see it. So apologize about that, but we love you guys, and I believe this will bless you and encourage you, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.
We hope this message has encouraged you today. For more information on our ministry or to donate, visit onewayministries.net.